Hi there. Hope you guys are doing really, really well. My name is Brian. I am your queer psychic bestie, and I have a reading for you guys. This is going to be a mid month check in for the sign of Gemini for the month of July. Okay, so if you have Gemini anywhere in your chart, maybe you just vibe with Geminis, you could be a cross watcher, whatever the case may be. This reading may resonate for you. As always, take what resonates and leave what does not. For those of you that are looking to book a personal reading with me, you can do that through email or form submission on my website. And let's get into it, Gemini. We are not doing a set spread this time around. We are going to be doing 6 cards across. We will be clarifying them in twos, and we're just going to see where the energy takes me, where your guides want me to go with this, and what's blocking you, what's the general energy around you, what's the mid-month bringing up, etc., etc. So let's dive in. Let's talk about it. Bottom of the deck is your challenge. It represents what you're not seeing, what you're not looking at. We've got the Two of Pentacles, we've got the Five of Wands, and we've got the Emperor. So Justice is also there behind you. What I feel like is interesting about your challenge, Gemini, is it almost feels like a challenge of like stepping into, or maybe not stepping into, but it's it's about control. We're going to be talking about control issues. And so it feels like a little bit of struggling to feel in control, but also struggling to remain in that seat of control. You know, I want to remind you right off the bat, the way my guides are giving this to me is that you have control over most things in your life, but we don't have control over a lot of mitigating factors in our life. That could be like other people, conflict with other people. You know, Five of Wands is conflict and drama. So it feels like with the Two of Pentacles, that's like going back and forth, being busy. It feels like for some of you, you may be having conflict with some people, with someone right now. For some of you, with the Emperor, this could be a father figure. But it feels like a lot of you are reconciling within yourself how to navigate conflict that you can control and conflict that you can't control. Okay, so let's talk about it. You start with the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Swords. Okay, this is also really random. It's coming through, so I will bring it up. Someone needs to go to the dentist. What they're bringing up for me is like some tooth pain. If that's you, I would go to the dentist. Okay, you've got the Wheel of Fortune here and the Ace of Swords. So 2 major arcana right off the bat is crazy. Major arcana is destined events, big energy, things of the sort. So, sorry, this is like sitting a little weird. It was bothering me. With the Wheel of Fortune and the Ace of Swords here, I do feel like for some of you, this is kind of just those tough combos coming in. For some of you, there may be a conversation that catches you off guard is how I'm picking it up. Like, you may not be the one that instigates this convo. Someone else might bring it to you is how this is coming through, which I think is interesting, because it feels like you may not necessarily see. Yeah, Hierophant, for some of you, you could be committed. This could be a marriage with the Hierophant, and Justice was in your challenge as well. For some of you, this could be marriage for sure. 9 of Swords. It's almost like for someone here, King of Cups, 6 of Cups. For someone here, there's been like this undertone of conflict between you and someone else for a while. And I feel like neither one of you has broached the topic. And so it's kind of fallen to the masculine to broach it. Obviously, gender and energy don't go hand in hand, so anyone can be any energy. So keep that in mind. Whoever would be the more masculine of the partners here would be bringing the convo forward. Like I said, I feel like Gemini, I'm talking to the feminine here. I feel like this is your partner who is bringing this forward. What I think is interesting with the King of Cups and the 6 of Cups is you could have children with this person, but it feels like they're coming from a place of emotional stability, which is interesting because with that 9 of Swords, oh girl, you're really not seeing this with the Tower. Tower and the Hanged Man. I feel like this person is like waiting for something. Like there's like a, how do I say that? Like a, Yeah, Queen of Cups, King of Cups. This is a divine pair for you, babe. This is like a soulmate, soul contract, soul partnership. It feels like this person is waiting to bring something up to you for like either the right time or I'm gonna say this bluntly. It's what I heard, so I'm just gonna say it. They might be waiting for a check. I don't know what that means. I heard it. I'm gonna say it. Maybe they're waiting for some sort of money. Maybe they feel like they can't approach you unless they have a certain amount of money here. But let's see what else comes. Yeah, Four of Pentacles. You can't make it up, babe. Yeah, for some reason, this person could think of themselves as more so of like a provider. And so it's like, I feel like they don't want to come to the table unless they have enough money to come to the table with. This is a weird energy, babe. Gemini. It's a weird one. So it feels like there's a little bit of a delay of this conversation coming forward. But when it does, it's going to take you off balance. What I think is interesting also is that for some of you, this leads to a reconciliation. You know, Three of Pentacles with the Ten of Cups here. It feels like, how do I say this? The way my guides are giving this to me is, Gemini, you may be a little bit slow to offer an olive branch here to this person. And I feel like that's why they're also in part taking their time, because there's a little bit here of like, please don't shoot the messenger for this one. You may hold this person to a very high bar, and they have their own traumas about not being able to reach that bar, not being able to reach that like expectation. And it feels like because of that, to cope with it, they come through with this sense of like, well, I have money now. For whatever reason here, babe, it feels like this person wants to put the conflict behind, like they want to put a little bit of this drama behind. But I feel like with that Ten of Wands and the Three of Pentacles, I don't know if you're necessarily looking for the same thing here. What are you looking for? Oh, maybe you are. Ten of Pentacles. I get this weird sense with you, Gemini, here in energy and not in the cards. I get this sense of you are foot in the door, foot out the door. And so this to me is kind of translating to like a you're going to play it by ear moment. Obviously, I will tell you to think about this. I would not, whether or not you leave a partner is not just like a, oh, on a whim, haha, I'm going to do it kind of decision, especially with this for a lot of you that feel like your life is embroiled with this person. But this is going to be a moment of like reflection and thinking on it and really seeing where you want to go. I'm really encouraging you to not make this on a split second decision. Okay. I don't think that's how this is meant to be played out here. Because you're in the next two cards, you got the Queen of Pentacles and the Hanged Man. So like I said, some of you could definitely have a child with this person. Queen of Pentacles is a mom card. You could be a mother. But the Hanged Man is like a waiting card. So it feels like you are also kind of biding your own time here. You know, I feel like you're not really making a lot of moves right now, Gemini. Which is why I feel like you're not really navigating the conflict, because it's like you guys are just pretending it doesn't exist. It's a weird reading. Yeah, Six of Cups. Six of Swords. Ace of Cups, the Moon, and the Six of Swords. I feel like some of you guys, this is definitely a trauma response, but some of you guys feel like you can just kind of love your way out of this. I'm going to say something, and it's going to be a little blunt, Gemini. This is a really rough thing they want me to say. Sometimes love isn't enough. I know that sounds absolutely horrible, because like we want to believe that love conquers all, but sometimes there are so many other mitigating factors that love is just not enough. And that's where it feels like you're kind of, it's like you really don't want to have this talk. It feels like you really don't want to confront with that Ace of Cups and the Moon and the Six of Swords, that you're like, okay, well, if I love this person, how much more fear and illusion can I really stand? How much more of this living in uncertainty, avoiding the conflict because I love them, can I really stomach? I feel like a lot of you guys are less concerned about the conflict and more concerned about like the judge of character that you're seeing here. You know, I don't really feel like it's like I said in the beginning, your challenge is about navigating this conflict, but it feels less of like, I don't know how else to say it. You're concerned less about the conflict itself and more about who is the character of the person you're with. That's where this is like really feel like it's leading you. I almost just dropped the cards too. Yeah, Eight of Wands, but it's in the reverse. That's why I feel like you haven't brought this up, because I feel like you believe that it speaks to their character. Yeah, Queen of Cups. And the King of Pentacles. For some of you, you have a partner here that's more concerned about money, King of Pentacles, than they are about emotions. Like I said earlier, it even came through in energy. It feels like this person is waiting until they have like a certain amount of money to come forward with. But I feel like with this Queen of Cups and the Eight of Wands here, some of you guys are less concerned about the money and more concerned again with that Queen of Cups, that moral compass. You know, what's your character? What are your morals? What are you showing up with? What can you enrich me with in a not physical way here? Yeah, Four of Swords with Three of Swords on the bottom of the deck. A lot of you guys have spent a lot of time processing this. There is no easy way to let someone you love go. I don't know. There is no kind way to say that to you. Okay? This is a moment where I feel like what you need to understand is that there is nothing you do is going to make this less difficult. There is no cushion. There is no trampoline underneath you. There is no safety net here. Acknowledging and dealing with the fact that you aren't vibing with someone, or like you have fallen out of love with them, or you don't like them as a moral person, is not an easy thing. It's not an easy topic to talk about anymore, you know, or not anymore, but it's just not an easy thing to broach. Okay. Yeah, Knight of Cups and the Strength. I feel like a lot of you are spending so much time so much time and energy just trying to be available within this connection, just trying to be open for this connection, that it feels like with that Ace of Pentacles and the Two of Cups here, you're not really getting anything else out of it. You know, I feel like some of you, again, there is such an emphasis here on this person cares so heavily about career and money and work, and you are trying so hard to not, and to just show up as a partner in this relationship, in this connection, and you're being met with a very cold shoulder. You know, I feel like Queen of Wands is also here with the Lovers. I feel like it's taken a toll on your self-esteem as well. You know, it's like, Gemini, this is a crazy reading for you guys. Geminis are normally like Spitfire, normally a lot more chaos than this, but it's a very somber reading for your mid-month check-in. You know, I feel like you've probably spent a lot of this month being sad, is how this is coming through. You know, I feel like with that Queen of Wands and the Lovers here, how do I say this? The way my guides want me to say it. This person's lack of interest in your connection, it has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them, with what's going on inside of them, with their own emotions, with their own feelings. You know, I feel like some of you, it's taken a hit on your self-esteem because you're like, well, is it me? Am I the problem? Am I doing something wrong? And I feel like, no. You know, I mean, are there things you could improve upon here? Yeah, absolutely. Bringing this conflict to light is something you could improve upon. Opening communication lines is something you could improve upon. But Gemini, I'm really going to encourage you to steer away from the narrative of like, I did something wrong. This is my fault. Okay, this is not your fault. What this person is dealing with is fully their own trauma. It's their own response to stimuli and stress. Yeah, Six of Pentacles. I feel like I said, it does feel like this person is coming around. It does feel like they are going to bring some sort of communication to you. Queen of Pentacles again. You could be the mother of the children here. But I don't know, babe. I don't know if you really want this, because your last two cards are the Page of Wands. Excuse me, Page of Swords and the Five of Pentacles. A lot of you have already started entertaining the thought of, what if I went elsewhere? You know, Page of Swords is curiosity, and Five of Pentacles is abandonment. It's walking away from something. It's leaving something behind. You know, and I feel like for a lot of you guys here, just feels like you've been entertaining a lot of, well, what if I did that instead? What if I made my exit? What if I did this? What if I did that? Yeah, Queen of Wands. I feel like for some of you, it will help with your sense of self. Yeah, because right now it just feels like your whole life is devoted to arguing. I don't. This is such a chaotic read, Gemini. You know, excuse me. I feel like with that Four of Wands here, you know, you've got the Ten of Wands, the Ace of Wands, excuse me, Queen of Wands, Ace of Wands, and Five of Wands. It's all Wands, so you could have heavy fire sign energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, but it just feels like there's just so much conflict, and the only thing that's it's like conflict begets conflict, right? It feels like the what's the word I'm looking for? Realization you're coming to here is that you're more committed to conflict within your relationship at this point than you are to the actual relationship. And I just feel like at some point or another, you have to acknowledge that you've lost your spark. You have to acknowledge, like I said, I know it's not any easier to hear the second time around, that maybe you've fallen out of love. Maybe this isn't what you are really asking for or what you even want anymore. And I feel like you owe it to yourself to have this talk, because the longer you put it off, the harder it is. I can't make it up, babe. I wish I could tell you I've made this whole reading up, but I can't. The Lovers, that's also known as the Choice card. Okay, it doesn't get, the way my guide just said this to me is it doesn't get more real than now. You know, nothing. Three of Swords, Three of Wands. I'm telling you, babe, I am begging you. The more you put it off, the longer it hurts. This is like, instead of ripping off a band-aid, or the better example they want me to give you, if you've had tattoos, this is a tattoo example, but nowadays we have the second skin, which like covers, you know, when you put it on the second skin, it like sticks to you and you can't really see it. Pulling that off slowly is excruciating. Okay, it is so painful then to just kind of take it and rip it, you know, and hope it comes all in one piece. But that's another talk for another day. You know, it feels like right now you guys are like peeling this off. Like it's almost like you're peeling a scab off, and it's like excruciatingly painful. It's just the time doesn't make it better. I hate to say that to you. I hate to be the one. Yeah, the Devil and the Magician. For some of you, this is really specific, and please only take this if it resonates. This is not going to be for everyone. You gotta stop doing sex magic. I don't know why that's coming through. I don't know who needs to hear it. But you gotta stop with that kind of magic. Okay? It's like sex is a very spiritual and powerful force. Okay? I am begging you to put that to rest. Four of Swords. If the last only remaining bond here in this connection is sexual, that should tell you something. That in and of itself is a sign for you. Okay? Page of Wands. Yeah. Number one, if you're not careful, it's how you end up with kids. Okay? I don't know who needs to hear that. But also, outside of that, I feel like, Gemini, your mid-month is so heavy on where do you go next in this relationship and like what your next step is. It feels like a lot of you already know what the answer is. A lot of you already know where you want to go, what you want to do, how you want to do it. You just need to bite the bullet and do it, okay? Let's get you an Oracle card. The Oracle deck I'm using is the Angelarium. I use this literally all the time. It's my favorite Oracle deck. I'm obsessed with it. Let's get you an advice card, babe. This is a rough one. This is a rough one. You know what I think is really interesting? The song, I'm definitely going to name it after the song I just heard. That's what the title's going to be. Turning Tables by Adele. Great song. If you haven't heard it, you need to go listen to it. It's a fantastic song. I love Adele. Okay? But Turning Tables, there might be something in that for you. She literally says, like, she talks about, like, living under someone's thumb. Like, I can't live under your thumb. This is interesting, too. The card you guys got is off the Angel of Anger. I get it. We're angry. I get that we're pissed. All right? We got to find a good outlet for it. This is also number 23 for those of you that are into numerology. Okay. It is easy to see the clear danger that comes with naked anger. Be careful, as avoidance is rarely an option. The relentless nature of this persona can only be countered with empathy, which is its weakness. Excuse me. Consider the ways in which your own insecurities might be inadvertently nourishing feelings of malice hiding in your shadow. As I'm reading this, I'm getting absolutely chopped in the throat as I'm trying to get through this card. Gemini, you need to find a way to express this anger. Because it's potent, okay? Like, I barely got through that card. I'm so sorry, I have to take a drink. I really knocked the wind out of me. Okay, guys. I'm so sorry about that. That really just like chopped right to the throat. Gemini, I am going to leave your reading here. That is your mid-month check-in. We have a lot of decisions to make here. We have a lot of new roads to cross. There's a lot to be done in this mid-month, all right? If this reading resonated with you, or if my reading style just resonates with you, do consider liking and subscribing. We are so close to 100 subscribers, which is crazy. If you would like to interact with me on a live basis, I do go live 3 days a week on Twitch. You can catch me Wednesday and Friday from 6 to 8 p.m. EST, as well as Saturday from 4 to 6 p.m. EST. All right, Gemini, I leave you with that. I hope to see you guys on Twitch one of these days, and if not, that's okay. I will catch you guys in the next video. All right, bye.